In this explainer, we're going to break down the roadmap for telecommunication companies to adopt what's called Agentic AI. This is all based on a white paper from Appledore Research, and we'll start with the huge challenges these companies are facing right now, and then map out a path to a much more autonomous, intelligent future. Okay, so let's get right into it. At the heart of the telecom industry, there's this really big problem. It's kind of a paradox, actually. These companies are the absolute foundation of our digital world, but at the same time, they're really struggling with financial stagnation. Now, this chart tells a fascinating story, especially over the last decade. You see, while the hyperscalers, the big cloud players like AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure, have watched their profitability just climb and climb, telco returns have actually been going in the opposite direction. And we're not talking about a small dip here. This shows a deep, fundamental issue with their current business model. So what's driving that financial pressure? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is this one number, 80%. Roughly 80% of a telco's budget for its operation support systems, or OSS, is just spent keeping the old legacy systems running. That leaves almost nothing for the kind of innovation they desperately need to compete and grow. So how in the world do you break out of that cycle? Well, the solution really has to start with a massive shift, both technologically and operationally. It's all about going cloud native. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. We're talking about a move away from these slow, human-managed networks where everything's in a silo and updates are a massive, rare event. And we're moving toward a world of autonomic, self-managing networks with unified orchestration and continuous deployment. This isn't just a simple tech upgrade, it's a complete reinvention of how they operate. All right, so once you build that essential cloud-native foundation, then you can start talking about the next big evolutionary step, and that is bringing in Agentic AI. So what exactly is Agentic AI? Well, think of it as creating these specialized autonomous software agents. They're designed to reason, diagnose problems, and actually act on data to get complex things done. And the crucial part is they do it with very little human help, and they're constantly learning and getting better on their own. And the real-world applications for this stuff are an absolute game changer. I mean, we're talking about true closed-loop automation, where the network literally fixes and optimizes itself in real time. Or imagine agents that can predict when a customer might leave and then automatically create a personalized offer to keep them. It's a total shift from being reactive to being proactive. But of course, there's a pretty big catch. The single biggest barrier to making any of this AI magic happen, including Agentic AI, isn't actually the algorithm. Nope, it's the data. You see, telcos are sitting on mountains of data, but a lot of it is trapped in old siloed systems. Different departments can't get to it. It comes in all sorts of complex formats from different vendors. And this is a big one. It lacks business context. You can have all the data in the world, but if the AI can't access it or understand what it means, it's basically useless. Overcoming these kinds of huge data and technology hurdles, especially at scale, it just requires a whole new way of thinking. No single company, not the telco, not a vendor, not a hyperscaler, can do this all by themselves. It really demands strategic partnerships. In a really powerful real-world example of this is the collaboration that's happening between Ericsson and AWS. This is exactly where deep telecom expertise smashes together with hyperscale cloud infrastructure and really advanced AI. What I love about this slide is how it visualizes that synergy. So on one side, you have AWS bringing the massive infrastructure, the data analytics, and all the AI expertise. On the other, you have Ericsson with that deep telecom knowledge of networks and OSS systems. But it's right there in the middle where they overlap. That's the sweet spot for innovation, with things like Gen AI, automation, and cloud-native software. And this right here shows that we are way past the theory stage. This partnership is delivering some incredible results. For Odido in the Netherlands, they migrated 5 million customers to a brand new billing system on AWS over a single weekend. I mean, think about that. For Grameenphone, they used Agentic AI to completely automate the migration of their product catalog. These are huge, complex jobs made possible by working together. So let's pull all of this together. Let's distill it down to a clear, actionable recipe for transformation, pulling these insights right from that Appledore Research white paper. When you really look at it, what this all boils down to is a very clear, step-by-step path. It has to start with that cloud-native foundation. Then you absolutely have to tackle the data problem, get it unified and ready for AI. Only then can you really deploy agentic AI effectively, using powerful partnerships to finally make that shift to truly autonomous, service-oriented operations. And that really brings us to this final thought from the report. The biggest takeaway here is that this path forward isn't some pie-in-the-sky long-term R&D project. It's about accelerating growth right now by using the proven technologies and the powerful collaborations that are already out there today. It really is a golden opportunity to transform.